Hello, my name is Cassie, and today I'm going to walk us through my writing process. First thing first, I must establish a calm ambiance to keep myself in a focused mindset. I like to use noise reduction headphones and blast white noise in the background. To begin the writing process, I must create an outline. However, unlike the traditional route, I like to create visible section breaks in my paper. Anything inside a visible section break is meant to be deleted later. In these visible section breaks, I directly paste the essay requirements from the assignment sheet and my resources. I also include my annotated bibliography and references within this space. Allowing myself structure enables me to communicate my ideas effectively when creating my essay. As I research as well as analyze each poem, I create my outline. Whenever I write for the first time, I treat it as a run-through. I disregard any mistakes or weird word choices I may have as I process my thoughts out of my head and onto paper. Both the outline and essay are meant to be revised, so writing my ideas sentence by sentence allows me to create the essay at a faster pace. Once I finish my outline, I can copy and paste it into a separate file, since my teacher requires I submit one for credit. I discovered on the submission page that I could view my files as PDFs on my browser before turning them in. The dark back screen is a contrast from the white background of Google Docs. This renews my eyes and I am able to read my work with a refreshed mindset. This will help me find anything wrong I missed during my revision. Now that my outline is finished, I can start my essay. While writing my essay, if I am mid-sentence and what I am writing just doesn't sound right in my head, instead of stopping my workflow, I hold the thought by pushing the entire sentence down. This way I can save it for later in the paragraph. Instead of stopping my brain from working, I can continue my essay with a new thought that I think will fit the space better in correspondence to the idea before it. At the end of each paragraph, I will take a break. During this brief break from writing, I will read the paragraph out loud so I can edit it grammatically before moving on. My paper is subject to change as my ideas develop during the writing process. Fixing grammar now will ensure a speedy evolution when making any necessary revision. I utilize search engines like Google whenever I am stuck during the writing process. When confronted with cognitive impairment, any retained information may become inaccessible at any moment. If I am stuck on a word living at the tip of my tongue, I will quickly Google the word to ensure I am in fact using it correctly. When I finish running through a paragraph, I usually realize that I overuse certain words. When this happens, I perform a quick search to find an appropriate synonym. This way I feel I avoid sounding repetitive. I research as I write to ensure all information I use is correct. During this point in my writing process, I will create a works cited section inside my visible section break. This works cited exists just in case I want to use any information I found interesting in support of my argument. Another great tool I utilize while working is my bookmarks. This way I save any research I found interesting for future reference when working on future projects. Just make sure you know where everything is. Writing the essay itself is super easy and takes less time than creating my outline. This is because most of my thoughts have already been developed in the outline itself. I am literally able to copy and paste my thoughts from my outline onto my paper and reconstruct the wording to make it sound better. My introductory paragraph is lengthy, but I've seen worse. I wanted to fill my audience in with background information on the subject, drug abuse, which is what both pieces I chose were focused on. With the delivery of this information, I presented a problem that both poems experience. With the presentation of this problem, I introduced the pieces I chose to write about, along with my argument that is the heart of my essay. I like to wait until I finish my essay, or at least until I'm deep enough into the paper to choose a title. I like to have a feel of what my attitude and message is in order to choose a title that best represents my paper. As I work on each independent paragraph, I bring up any relevant segments from my outline and paste them directly under the paragraph I am working on. I cut it from the outline so I can filter out which thoughts I've already used in my essay. This reduces the length of my outline and shows me which ideas I haven't used yet. I like to think of each deleted segment as a visual progression of my work. It makes it clear to see how much work I have left to complete. It feels so satisfactory whenever I delete a thought that I feel I communicated effectively. I employ this part of my writing process as a reward system meant to combat writer's block by creating a desire to finish my projects. Once I begin my conclusion, I will take whatever of my outline is left and fit it in my conclusion in a way that will support the restatement of my thesis. Lastly, I edit my work. During this process, if anything seems complicated or doesn't flow effortlessly, I will rewrite it. Again, I will utilize my resources to inspire myself to think differently on the subject I'm writing about. Once finished and everything looks swell, I will read it aloud one last time in order to turn my project in with confidence. This completes my writing process. I hope this helps or inspires you with your literal endeavors.